Oh, hello everyone. Sweetgrass, this is really nice. Hi everyone, almost Shabbat Shalom. Almost Shabbat, Kimat Shabbat Shalom. I always say it in English. When I say it in Hebrew, Kimat. Almost. So, sweetgrass really smells like cookies. When you clear the house with this, really gives a nice cookie smell. That's my sweet smell. So I got a sweet tooth and a sweet smell. All right. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yes. Anyway, looks like a braid. And I decided this time to give a different view of my apartment, kind of going up, right? All right. I realize that the glasses are tinted. So kind of going up, right? The stairs to go up. Every day is another step going up, right? One day the left leg goes up, one day the right legs go up, right leg goes up. As long as it's up, you can walk up with your hands too. It's all good. Yes. So, hello to everyone who is here and now and everyone who will be here later. So this portion of the Shabbat, we are just before Passover, just before Pesach, which is happening Monday night. And it's interesting, this portion of the Torah is always happening before Passover. So it's the reason it was orchestrated that way. Man, I keep smelling this sweetgrass. I'll gain weight just from the sweetness of the smell. Anyway, all right. So it's portion Metzorah. And Metzorah is the disease that people would have at that time was leprechauns, like the skin would break out and all these kind of things. And it was attributed to the negative speech of what people would speak, to the gossip. And so people who would participate in gossip would have this leper skin, and that's really what caused that. And then the person, they had to remove the person outside of the camp, outside of the city, and to be in that. Where is that? Hold on. Where are you guys? There you go. And to be in that outside of the community, so they are not part of the community. It's interesting that it makes a lot more sense when if somebody knows the Hebrew, but the letters in Hebrew and the words Metzorah comes from the word Motzira. Motzira brings the negative outside. Now, what does that constitutes in Judaism and Kabbalah and just in our relationship, in day-to-day relationship? When we see somebody, or when we have a friend that is going to do business with somebody that we know has a reputation and has actually not just a reputation, but actually committed acts of dishonesty or stuff like that, it is our duty to warn the friend or to warn that person, say, listen, just use caution when you're dealing with this person or that person. But many times we find that we just talk about somebody and it's very tempting. It's a human condition. It's a human nature to just talk about that person. To say, oh, you know, this person, I don't know, he feels like this, he looks like that, he feels like this, he looks like that. It's not really. I don't feel like this about this person, and we start discussing this person without that person being around us, right? That's mutzi hara. That's the gossip, right? So we're gossiping. So at that time, at those times, we don't have it anymore. But at those times, people that would participate in that would experience breakout in skin, and depends on what they were speaking about, they would break out in skin in different areas of their body. Right. So then they would have to go through a process of a high priest and so forth to kind of cleanse this whole thing, this whole what was going on, to cleanse their acts or to cleanse their words. So gossip is not necessarily also negative. You know, the idea, the real thing is that gossip is anything, is positive or negative. Now, we all, you know, we all are in that. We all have that. We talk about this person, we talk about that person. The question, how good is it going to, what good is it going to bring to any situation when I'm talking about somebody? Is it to help prevent some kind of a negative action that is going to happen? Or is it just because, oh, I have this urge to talk about somebody and I'm just going to talk about that and you know, hey, you know, let's talk about this. He's like this and like that. That's actually how many times stories are being stories and they're being blown out of proportion, just taken out of proportion, taken out of context. And I've been in this scenario where, and I've known other people in this scenario there where nobody would ask you what was going on, but suddenly you know that a whole slew of people cut you off or talked about you in a certain way without even asking your side of the story, without talking with the person themselves. There is the saying that many times somebody that is the last person to know about what's going on, right? So everybody circulated a certain story, and that particular person was the last to find out. We find this many times in relationships, especially when they kind of come to an end. So a certain person in that relationship, a certain side just finds out about something, the last person to find out about anything. Yeah. If you identify with that, maybe you can. If you went through that, maybe you can identify with that. You can see what I'm referring to, and that is a different aspect of lashon hara, a different aspect of producing negativity, producing words that do not really represent what that person is. And so these words actually are emitting energies. They're emitting frequencies. And what I take out, if I'm taking out about something negative about a certain person, many times it is something that is a wound in me. There's another sentence that says, "Haposel bemumo posel." He or she that disqualifies or that speaks negative or crosses out somebody, comma, himself or herself, is he crossing out. We meaning, if somebody speaks something negative about somebody, they say, here is a story that I heard. There is a story from a rabbi, a very famous rabbi in Israel, who was saying these things. There are two people sitting at the table, and then he was speaking with them. There were two people sitting at a table at an event, and they saw a third person walking across the room, stopping at the table. There was some food and some plates and some glasses of drinks, stopping at the table, taking chocolate, breaking a piece of chocolate, putting it in the mouth, and moving on, and continuing to talk to another person at a different table. Later on, found out that one person at the table, both people were watching that, one person said, look at this guy. He comes into a table, it's not his chocolate, he's taking a bite of that chocolate and moves on. How come he's taking this? Like, who gave him the permission to even just stop at a random table? He doesn't does not know, maybe somebody ate the chocolate, he does not know whose chocolate it is. Take a bite and move on. The other person that was watching, in his mind, had a whole different story. He automatically assumed, oh, this is probably his chocolate. That chocolate probably was of that person, and that person stopped by, took a bite of the chocolate, and moved on. He didn't contemplate, he didn't even think that the chocolate may not be his. Now, why are those two things? Because the first person saw that because most likely it's okay for that person to do these kind of things. It's okay, it's usually small things. Oh, I'll take from here, I'll take from there. Oh, nobody will pay attention. That's okay. Taking something that doesn't belong to them without understanding, without saying, oh, there is a consequence or it's not right or any of that thing. The second person does not have that constitution. Automatically understand that what is mine is mine. If it's not mine, I'm not touching it. It doesn't have that, and that comes also from an upbringing. But that comes also, there are many reasons why each person has their own story. But this is an example of creating something and judging somebody based on what we think we see. And what we think we see many times is only the outcome. What we see is the outcome of somebody. We don't know what was the preceding story to that person. We have no idea. So haposel bemumo posel, when I say some negative thing or positive about somebody, it is most likely a reflection of myself. We're now in coming to Passover, and there are the sections of the 4 cups of wines. We're going to drink 4 cups of wines. Kids, I remember as 8-year-old kid or 6-year-old, 7, every year when we do the Passover with my dad and family, we would get drunk. 6, 7 years, doesn't matter. You drink the Manischewitz, this strong, sweet wine. That's what we call in Hebrew hammer wine, because when you drink it, your head feels like a 5-pound sledgehammer on your head. But nevertheless, it was a good hangover. So we drink this wine, and there are 4 questions, and there are 4 stories of those 4 different children that are an example of different kind of people, and I'll talk about this Monday before Passover. But one of them, it says, Harasha ma'omer, that evil guy, what does he say? And there is a way to read that. I can put the comma, evil, that evil person, comma, what does he say? Question mark. Or that evil person, or the evil person, what does he, comma, says? Which means whatever he says, it's him. Whatever he looks something negative at somebody else, it is a reflection of the own person. So when we're looking at communication between people, when we're looking in any context, work, relationship, many times we have a tendency to project what we're not happy about within ourselves, and we project it in different ways, and we get very skilled about that. We can go very details about what we project about other people. So we can many times we'll project what we don't like or what we identify within ourselves, projecting the other person, and it can come in a different shape or form. Why do you do this? Hey, why did you do? Are you doing it because this is what you want to say? Many times we ask a question with the answer infused in the question, instead of just asking, is there a reason that you do A, B, C, or D? Instead of, are you doing this because A, B, C, or D? And the because comes from me, right? So whoever that is, hello, sup is like super, like a soup, or sup like supper, or what's up, or anyway. Thank you for stopping by. So Passover is really now we're coming into Passover, into the transition, and we were talking about the exodus of our own Egypt. Aside from the story of the Israelites that left Egypt, that went from bondage to freedom, going up the stairs, right? Let's go up. It is the move from our own limitations, going upwards, going outside of our own confined section. How are we ascending? How are we going up above what we're familiar with, what we are accustomed to, right? So words and how we talk about somebody else is very crucial, and it's a reminder to myself, and it's a reminder to everyone, especially in these times. Especially there is so much turmoil in Israel and in the world, and the rise of anti-Semitism, and it's not new, and it's been always there. It's to what words are we uttering? Because just like the world that was created in 10 utterances, the world can be destroyed. We can destroy somebody else's existence with words. We can elevate somebody else's existence with words. The compliments or the degradation, the recognition or the lack thereof. We can do so many things with our words, just with our intention behind the words. So coming now this Passover, moving from darkness to lightness, moving from slavery into freedom. What is freedom for you? How is freedom expressed for you? How do you express your own freedom? And is freedom surrounding only yourself, or is freedom including other people? So this is the message, and this is the thoughts that I wanted to share with you about the freedom of our expression, the freedom of not giving a rat's about what people may think. And it doesn't mean that you have to be mean about that. It just means that what you feel is your journey. What you feel is how you feel. It is how you want to express yourself is totally fine. So this Passover and this time, this energetic time of shift, is to see how are we speaking, how we're speaking to ourselves, how we're speaking to others, what words are we choosing to describe anything that we're going through, and what words we're using to go through. And so going out from slavery to freedom. Shabbat Shalom. I'll see you again on Monday. Thank you for being here, and much love. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.